Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark summer movies.
Hey, it's Panda, and I like Hallmark summer movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark summer movies, and this is the Deck
the
the Hallmark
Hallmark
Podcast.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. What a day.
Live from Florida.
You just jump out of bed, you're like, get to record a podcast this morning. Let's go.
Yep, let's do it. And some days you want to do that with your friends, and some days you want to do that in West Palm Beach.
That's right.
And thankfully, we get to do all of those.
And for those of you that maybe listened to the Annie F. Downs show that decided to jump right in this morning with the 2 tickets to Paradise, you watched the movie, you like the Annie F. Downs. We typically probably sound a little bit more professional than this, maybe.
But not by much.
Just
really.
a little bit, yeah. So don't get your hopes up, but, you know, we are on location today.
We are sitting in an all-tile room in West Palm Beach. So
that's right.
I think we're doing the best we can with what we have. And also, I've smoked 1,000 packs.
Clearly, yeah. The Airbnb designer made a bold choice to say, different shades of cream.
Yeah.
From literally top to bottom. Couch, everything, floor, all of it. I want different shades of cream.
I saw different shades of cream live.
Oh, man.
Which shade was your favorite?
Off-white.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Off-white's pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was an eggshell boy, but, you know, I get it. I understand. I understand.
I get it.
I'm a me boy. So we are in Florida because we went to RomaDrama, hung out with some Hall stars. Hey, now you're a Hall star. Get your game on. Go. Act. Act. And it's been a lot of fun, I think.
It has been a lot of fun. It does feel like a much more intimate time with the stars for the fans out there.
That's right. That's right.
It does.
And rumor has it they're going to have one closer to closer to home. So that's exciting.
Closer than 9 hours away. How could they possibly pull the trigger on that?
I don't think you could do it.
I don't think they can do it either. But you know what's even closer to us?
Yeah, that Greenville?
Bramblefest.
Bramblefest is also close to us.
It's coming right up.
Man.
August 19th and 20th, and that Greenville.
That's right.
And there's tickets still.
An even more intimate event with the stars.
That's exactly right. And by the stars, we mean
us.
Yeah.
And Andrew Walker.
Well,
Walker,
I can be off-putting sometimes when I'm there.
In person.
Pudding?
Yeah.
I've never seen you. You're always eating pudding. I've never seen you off pudding.
We've actually said, Panda, you need to be off pudding.
You need to be off pudding. And you're like, no.
No. Pudding.
Keep it coming.
Just call me Pudding Boy.
What type of diet are you on this month?
Pudding.
Pudding.
You're just talking to the fans, just shoveling it in.
Hey, do you have a snack pack? My snack packs.
Now, yesterday we kicked off Christmas in July. It was a lot of fun.
It was.
And today we're pumping the brakes. We're going back to summer.
Yeah.
I know Christmas in July is still technically
we had
summer,
these 2 tickets to Paradise. We
and
didn't want to not use them.
Can't waste them.
That's right.
We can't waste them.
Can't waste them.
And we actually watched this early on
That's
Thursday,
right.
most of it, some of it, with a handful of people at RomaDrama.
That's right.
Which was a fun experience.
It was a fun bit. Pavey and Williams were there in the crowd.
And they were also giving legal advice.
They were giving
Pavey, Williams, and Williams.
That's right. Pavey, Williams, and Williams were there giving legal advice. And Donovan, their junior partner.
He's doing the best he can.
He's trying to get up on the main board.
Pavey,
Williams, and Donovan.
Hey, guys. Think I could get my name in line? No, Donovan.
Go away.
Keep working, Trev.
Are you guys ready to dive in?
I would love to.
2 tickets to Paradise originally aired for the, little people out
plebes.
there. On Saturday, June 25th, Leon Day.
Happy Leon Day, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a cookie.
Have a cookie. And it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with Hannah in her wedding dress on her wedding day. She's super pumped. Then we see Josh in his suit on his wedding day. He goes to see his girl. She's clearly not prepared for a wedding. She's not in a wedding dress. And she's like, I'm so sorry, not sorry. I'm out of here. Calling it quits so on the wedding day. Then back to Hannah. She finds out that her groom left her and she's like, goes straight to the bathroom stall to cry, as you do. She falls out of a window, gets up, starts running. She goes straight to the park, starts talking to a fellow. His name is Josh. Can you believe it? Those two are now talking. And they realize that they both got stood up at their weddings on the same day. And they come up with a crazy idea. So they go their separate ways to paradise. They're gonna go on their honeymoons. Well, she's gonna go on her honeymoon. He's gonna figure out somewhere to go to just have some time. There's 2 tickets.
2 of them. 2. There's, but not to. I see what you're saying.
There's 2. They each have a
They
ticket.
each have a ticket.
And if you get those 2 together,
1 + 1 makes 2.
that's it. Last I heard. Right. So it's happening. Let's go crazy. Let's go to paradise. So she goes to the airport, and guess who's there? It's Josh. Are you kidding me? They're both going to Hawaii. They both have a ticket, and the song 2 Tickets to Paradise begins to play, and it all starts to click in at that moment. What we're up to over yonder. She gets off the plane, and there's a driver there waiting for her with 2 leis. And she's like, get out of here. My boy's not here. She gets to the resort. It's a honeymoon resort. Guess who also is there? It's Josh, surrounded by people on their honeymoons. Josh goes he gets his shirt's off. We're all better for it. She sees him with his shirt off. She's better for it. This couple comes up, assume that she and Josh are on their honeymoon. They don't really correct them, and they're like, you want to go to a 3-legged race? As you ask many adults. And they don't correct them. They just go for it. Let's do a 3-legged race together on our honeymoon that we're not actually on. This leads to them hanging out a bit more, because when in Rome, Hawaii, why not? They race on like canoes against a couple of people that they met, the race couple, who they still haven't told the truth to. They get distracted by one heck of a whale, am I right?
I mean,
boys?
that whale,
shocking.
Unbelievable.
They go hiking. She asks him, what do you do? He's really vague about it, but then he comes out and he says, hey, you know how you like to make lists all the time? That app that you make lists on, I made that app. And also,
what another coincidence.
I think lists are the devil, basically. So stop it. They drink some wine. They talk about their exes. She walks away. She texts him, and she's like, "Do you see the moon?" And they both look up at the moon, and they're like, wow, what a moon. And then her ex calls, and she's like, oh, icky, I don't want to talk to Marcus. They go on a ghost tour together. Ned, who's Ned? They start ducking, they duck out of the ghost tour. Ned's not there. Ned couldn't handle the ghost. They're playing cornhole. They're talking about their exes. And Josh helps her realize that you don't even need lists to live. What? She teaches him to slow down a bit and just kind of like meditate a little bit. They come walking back from the beach after snorkeling, and guess who's there? It's ex-fiance Marcus.
Unbelievable.
But she quickly realizes...
Sounds like there's a 3rd ticket to paradise.
Right?
Okay.
But he's what the kids call a stick in the mud. I think. Is that fair, boys? She quickly realizes that, I don't know, maybe I should explore this with Marcus. And so she decides, I'm going to go home. I'm going to figure out what happens. And so she says goodbye to Josh. They have a moment. He's like, whatever. They go back home, and she immediately breaks up with Marcus once and for all. They literally walk into the house, and she's like, you know what? Calling it quitsy. Josh bought a house, and then they bump into each other where they met. And they're like, this is what we're talking about. Do you believe in a thing called love? Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. Cut to 1 year later, they're back in Hawaii. They're getting married. Wow. They kiss. We all woohoo. And that, my friends, was
2 tickets to paradise. We did it.
That's exactly right, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with 4 segments to talk about this movie here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Man, I tell you what.
Wow, what
Tracy's
a break.
doing a great job
She
producing.
is.
Man. Yeah.
All the way back in Greenville.
Thank you.
Your voice also sounds like it's rough, Trace.
You don't want to know.
Wow.
I do want to know. Go ahead.
I'll step up to the microphone. So Thursday night,
Yep.
you guys know the Night Owl Association?
Yes.
Yes, the Noah. Yeah.
So I went to the meeting, as I do,
Yep.
and guess who was there? Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sherman Joe Keller was there.
Yes. And you guys know I'm a big Keller head. Mobbed her. We ended up going out for Mosey's
Mosey's in the evening.
with Keller. McKellar. Sarah Michelle McKellar.
Sarah Michelle McKellar.
Sarah Michelle Keller.
Yeah.
Not McKellar. That's Danica.
Yeah. You had mimosas like in the
And
late
we
night.
haven't stopped.
Wow.
Wow. So you're still having them?
So what
with
we're
Sarah
saying is
Michelle
the best producing you do is when you're 12 hours
That is
into
a proven fact.
mimosas
Yes.
on location delay. Wow. Impressive. It's all impressive, Trace.
God bless.
God bless.
We're talking 2 Tickets to Paradise, and we have 4 segments to break it down. We're going to start with the hot take. We're going to share exactly how we felt about this movie. We are in a hotter part of the country.
Yeah.
And so let's see, Panda, if
Can you bring that swelter?
affects your hot takes at all. Does it make it hotter now that you're in a hotter climate?
It might.
Panda, what do you think about this movie?
Guys, I like this movie a lot. Let me start by saying Hallmark has done a great job with the summer movies for off-season. I think that this is the strongest crop of summer movies we've had. And this, I think, is the crown jewel of them.
The crown jewel of
The
them.
crown jewel of them.
What were my other options? Yeah. There you go. Now we're talking.
Summer. Oh, well,
Summer
last
lovin'.
Last week was bad.
Mariah's Lighthouse was bad.
Mariah's Lighthouse.
Barely
was
a summer movie.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was not great.
Yeah.
But the other ones were solid.
Caribbean Summer.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was the mystery one.
Yep, that was fun.
Hidden Gems.
Yeah, you didn't really like that one that much.
Those are the options.
They were fun. Okay, well, summer hasn't
is
been the best year, but I will say this, that
You're nailing
2
it.
Tickets to Paradise
Sweltering.
is solid. And here's why it's a solid film. Ashley Williams. That's it. That's full stop.
He said it, everyone.
Ashley Williams.
No Hawaii, just Ashley Williams.
You kind of
Well, I mean, the Hawaii is a beautiful location. That helps. But Ashley Williams is unleashed to do her best comedy. It is all the small things she does. Gestures, facial expressions, those kind of things that elevates the material. She makes Ryan Pavey look better at doing what he does, which is, I guess acting. And he does a better job at that next to Ashley Williams. So she has this ability to cause everyone around her to just be better. And so for that reason, this movie was a joy to watch. It's got some genuinely funny moments. I really enjoyed it. Ryan Pavey is top-notch beefcake. We get a lot of shirtless beefcakery here.
Beefcakery, yeah.
And I'm not opposed
I went to
to
a
it.
beef cakery once.
Well,
Did
how
you?
was
How
it?
was
It was so good. Non-stop. All you can eat cakery.
Wow.
Beefcakes.
Wow.
It's cakes with beef. It's like a pot pie, basically.
And it's nonstop.
It's non-stop.
So
What
they
do you
just
mean
keep,
they're just-
it's like a churrascaria. They
So
just
it's
keep.
like- it's
you have
like-
that green card.
yeah.
You just keep bringing them.
Yeah, and I never went to red.
You never went. So yeah, that's my take.
So yeah, I think this is the funniest movie that Hallmark's ever put out. I think it's genuinely funny, and the big reason is because they let Ashley Williams be Ashley Williams, and she's one of the funniest people that we know. So being able to let her just off the Hallmark leash of like borderline funny but not funny that they typically keep people on, and letting her just go makes all the difference in the world. And I'm excited. It gives me hope for the future of Hallmark. The more we see these actors be able to go and just play a little bit more is exciting. And so the fact that this movie was genuinely funny, I mean, it's a storyline we've seen before where 2 people meet and then they go to a destination and they meet each other again, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, we've seen it. It's fine. So if you're going to tell the same story, at least you're doing it in a way where you're letting people shine like Ashley Williams shine in this movie. So best summer movie so far for me. I thought it was the funniest movie that Hallmark's ever put out, and I thought Ashley Williams crushed it.
You think it's funnier than the Christmas movie with Tyler Hines? I can't.
No, Unexpected Christmas.
Unexpected
is funnier.
Christmas is funnier.
Unicorn things, start to finish, funnier.
I don't think so. I think this is up there.
But here's why: is because more than one person gets laughs in that movie.
That's what I was going to say. You got Bethany Joy Lunch, you got Tyler Hines,
and you got the sister who's really funny.
Really funny.
The parents do it like that movie.
You know what? You're right. I think, but they're up. Like the fact that we're getting funny movies though is exciting. Yeah. Anytime there's a movie that's genuinely funny and you get laughter is good.
This, aside from, man, this may be the most tired plot line to me of all Hallmark plot lines.
Oh, wow.
I'm structured, organized, make lists. I'm fly by the seat of my pants, just live life. Oh, it turns out opposites attract business is just tired. They check the box of establishing a location. It looks beautiful. The premise is tired. The chemistry wasn't there. The show is Ashley Williams. Make no mistake about it. Holy cow. She is wonderful. Her comedic timing is unbelievable. She gets to be fun. She gets to talk fast. She gets to make jokes. And she is carrying this movie over the finish line on her back by herself. It's her, Hawaii, Pavey. She's just doing it. She is trying her best to will this thing into entertainment. And she has some funny lines. She is allowed to be that quirky thing that we love about her that's just so contagious and effective. And she's the show of the movie. If you love her and you love what she does and you love Hallmark movies, I can't imagine you not having a good time. Everything about this movie was tired and didn't work aside from Ashley Williams to me. And I like Caribbean Summer more as a movie. Yes. But Ashley Williams and what she gets to do in here is maybe the best thing I've seen all year. So there's that.
There you go.
I would say, no, never mind.
But Unexpected Christmas is the funnier movie start to finish to me.
I almost said, I called this a crown jewel.
You did.
So I can't say that Caribbean Summer is probably a better overall film. So I won't.
No, you'd never go back.
I wouldn't. I can't renounce.
You can't.
You never go back on an old school track.
I stand by what I said.
No.
Yeah. It's time for all the feels. Panda, did you have any feels watching this movie?
I every single time that Ashley Williams is on screen is a delight. To me, she does a really good job of making you feel, I don't know, like she is just connecting with the person in front of her in every scene. Like she just has this presence about her where she stares into their eyes and she just brings out so many great moments. I'll give you an example of this. When they are out in the forest in that like beautiful, what was that thing at night where they're at night and they're in that lodge almost. It's like an open air
bungalow thing.
Yeah, bungalow thing. That's a great scene, man. She just looking up at the moon, connecting with Ryan. That's a beautiful scene. That to me is like the beautiful shot moment where you sit there and you're like, wow, that's really good. That to me was probably my feels overall. She does a really good job with that. I laughed the most after she immediately got broken up with at the wedding. She's so funny in those opening scenes where she's just sitting in the bathroom crying. That's funny.
Yep. I was going to say her in the wedding dress, like being sad. That's really funny and great. The experience of watching this movie next to Panda, 6 Mai Tais deep, with a group full of a room full of Hallmark fans, like we're hooting, we're hollering. I'm objectifying Ryan Pavey. Like it's everything that you want out of a Hallmark viewing experience. Like Hallmark movies are always fun, more enjoyable when you're watching them together. Like when I get to watch these with the boys, it's way more fun than when I'm watching it all by myself. We're joking, we're cracking fun, cracking wise. And so that was like amplified 100-fold with watching it with a bunch of people at RomaDrama. It was a really fun experience, and so the experience of watching this movie is probably my feels. More
man,
than
people
anything.
were rowdy.
Well, we weren't helping the situation.
No, we were not. None of us were. You did take mine though, which is you understand now why after premieres of movies in the theater, the Twitter response is always so positive.
Yeah,
it's because premieres are wild.
Yeah, you
have like the most ardent fans who've probably had a drink or two, and they're all watching this movie to cheer, and so that environment, like people were walking out of that screening going, this is the best thing Hallmark's ever made. Yeah. It was like all the hyperbole in the world, and I was here for it. Yeah. Like Andrew Walker came by, he goes, Dan, how do you not like that one? Like, That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like that, like Andrew Walker who is always positive about everything. He's over there. He wasn't even in the movie. I'm like, calm down, Siskel. Like, you know, like everyone is leaving going, oh my gosh, this is cinema. And I got to be honest, that was my feels. I would watch the movies like that all the time. I mean, that was just, man, that was fun. That was a fun time.
It was a super fun premiere.
Come on down to Bramblefest. You never know what might happen.
You never know what might happen. That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
And I would say this, the only thing I liked more than that for the whole weekend was karaoke. Yeah. Karaoke was more fun than I ever thought it would be. But those two things, I think, were the highlights of my weekend.
Yeah, there's something about getting a bunch of, like, it was an open bar, getting a bunch of women all boozed up, and then having more shirtless Ryan Pavey scenes than ever before. That just makes for a good night.
With Ryan Pavey in the back of the room.
Dude, it was deafening at points. They were...
Yeah.
And me and Panda just, like, scooting it along with just going nuts anytime he was on screen with his shirt on.
We were like, go!
Man, what a time.
Go! We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the Wait, What, and the What the Hallmark here on Deck the Hallmark. In between the stingers there, I just hear a big gulp of water.
I can do it again for you.
Here you go. Yeah, that's good.
It's good stuff, right?
That is the good stuff. Hey, guys, it's time for the Wait What part of the show. It's where we talk about the things that made us go, wait, what? Panda, what you waiting on, what you wasn't?
Guys, I don't think they're trying to establish Ashley Williams' mother at any point. That woman is the same age as Ashley Williams. They're not even trying.
It's
right?
a classic sister mom situation.
It is a sister mom.
There's no way around it.
But that's the most glaring one I think I've ever seen. Like, it's wild. Like, it's just wild out there. She says actuaries don't believe in fate. Can actuaries not believe in fate? Is that just not something?
They were throwing around actuary a lot like they knew what it meant.
I'm not sure they did.
Yeah. There's the thing is when I looked up actuary, it said it's a business professional who deals with measurement and management of risk and uncertainty. It doesn't say anything about fate in there one way or the other. It doesn't say the requirement is to not believe in fate. It doesn't say that.
I'm an actuary. I don't believe in fate.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know the actuary was part of the Avengers. Like, what are we doing out there?
Oh, man, that's wild. The final one I have is during the racing. There's a racing where they're running around.
Three-legged race.
Three-legged race.
A racing.
Yeah. Well, there's two race scenes. There's two.
Oh, you said race scenes. I thought you said there's a
racing.
Racing.
Yeah.
But a race scene makes me
race.
There's a racing.
Yeah. They race in kayaks and they race in the three-legged race.
Yeah.
And so during the three-legged race, before the race starts, they say the winner is going to be the one who goes down and then back.
Down and back. That's
down
right.
And back. Guys.
Just do a little bit of work, Hallmark. Just a little bit.
They didn't even try. They just went down.
They just went down and finished
and then they won.
They don't ever come back.
No one came back. And so I just be better.
So I'll go to the other racing first. So the race gets cut short because there's a whale. And this is what I want to say. The whale, it was not a bad looking.
No, it looked good.
Whale.
First whale scene.
I think they spent all the money on that whale.
Ashley told me the rest of the animals were actually in the movie.
Okay. Well, none of the money on the whale's tail that we see after the whale. So we see the initial whale, and then they go back and you see the tail, and the tail's just like, it's like, it looks like it hadn't quite
whale
tail's
all the way yet.
No. Whale tail's no good. Whale tail, but at least they spent the money on
whale
the
tail
initial
fail.
It was a whale tail fail.
Come on, nailed it. They're playing cornhole, and
wasn't
you hear
the scale.
You hear a sound, and everybody's like, "What is that sound?" And they go, "That's."
They really had to go off the beaten trail.
They did a little bit.
Yeah, just you keep going. You keep going. You let me know.
I think the bit's gotten stale. You're good.
Guys, just let me know. Send me some mail. Whenever you're done. So they're playing cornhole, and you hear a sound, and they're like, everybody's like, what is that sound? It's like, don't worry, that's the last call sound. Well, the last call sound on this island is apparently, Awooga! If that's the last call sound at a honeymoon resort.
That's right.
Awooga!
Hey, is that Jimmy Buffett playing a whole live? No, that's we bring him out every night for last call. He brings a full live segment.
Just trust us, it's good.
Those 10 Roman candles is last call. That's what we do. We launch a lot of fireworks. Just screaming demons. Just straight up. That's how we last call it.
Awooga.
It's very classy.
So they, Josh and the girl, Ashley Williams' character, they have been together all movie, and they met this other couple, and they never corrected them. As to whether or not that.
Yeah.
And so when Marcus comes, she's sitting with Marcus, and the couple comes up, and she introduces Marcus as her fiance. My guy, other couple, leans over and says, tap 3 times if you need. That's not how you do it. Like, Marcus can hear you, first of all, but you don't tap the table 3 times in proving that point, because then if she does tap 3 times, Marcus knows something's up.
That's right.
Marcus is aware of the cahoots at that point.
But also, Marcus is literally a foot away.
He is.
The conversation they're having is not, he's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Tap 3 times if you need help. Marcus is as close as Panda is to me right now.
And as if they weren't.
Were you talking about me?
Talking about me?
No, different Marcus.
And as if they weren't
Marcus
talking.
Aurelius is who we were talking about.
Okay, that checks out.
As if they weren't talking loud enough, they bring attention to it by actually knocking 3 times on the table. Last thing, Ryan Pavey buys a house at the end of this movie, and you know it's because it's it says sold over top of it, and also because he does what everyone does when you buy a house, which is taking the realtor's sign off of the post and bringing it inside with him. Like, I bought the house and this is now mine.
That is not how buying a house works at all.
Well, it is in this movie.
They're going to go into Josh's house and they're going to be like, Josh, this looks great, but is that a Remax sign up on the wall? Did you take the...
I thought
when I bought it.
I actually didn't really even want the house.
I wanted to sign.
I was under the impression that you buy the house, you also get to sign.
That's right.
I will promptly be selling this house, keeping the sign. Dan.
Kudos to the Hotel Paradiso Ipo for letting us never forget that they are at the Hotel Paradiso Ipo, because they say it at least 5 times at the beginning of this movie whenever they're showing us any amenities around. So they got what they needed out of this deal. Over 1 million people saw the Hotel Paradiso Ipo. That's Paradiso IPO.
It
Ipo.
looked great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We get a lot of Ryan Pavey shirtless. Great. But we also... We also get
a glass literally dropped and broke while he was shirtless on screen.
Right. That's true. It happened.
So things were getting wild.
But we also get a bold fashion choice, which is in Hawaii, long sleeves and jeans by Ryan
on
Pavey.
a regular basis.
And I heard from someone involved in the movie directly that was a mistake, an actual filmmaking mistake in the film. And I won't tell you who told me that, but someone did confirm that to me.
Like he wasn't supposed to be wearing long sleeves?
Not in Hawaii. That was supposed to be at the airport. That was not supposed to be the same
Oh, that's
scene.
funny.
Yeah, but the way it was cut together made it look the wrong way.
What can you do?
She has so many things on her list she wants to do in Hawaii. And there is a concierge there that is like her personal, just let me know if you need anything. And she's like, here's my list. This concierge looks at a dozen things that she could easily help with and goes, I can help with hula. I can help with the one thing you can easily do by yourself. You can easily sign up for a hula class and hula in Hawaii. And the concierge who's supposed to know the island is like, I've looked at all these things. I can help you with the one thing that you can probably do without my help. Nice job, lady. Thanks for nothing. When she meets Cal and Nick, the other couple there, she's by herself. And I've been to resorts. And some people do like to go to resorts and make resort friends. You know what I mean? Some people like to go to resorts and not talk.
That's not my thing.
Not my thing either. I just want to, me, my wife and I just want to hang out. Some people do the resort friends thing. Whatever. I've never seen resort friends like this. Cal and Nick ask her a half dozen times, where's your person? Hey, who you here with? Where's your guy or girl? Where's your person? How that is not something when you first meet someone, you're like, hey, can I make you uncomfortable a lot by asking you continually where the other half of your couple is over and over again? That's just not something that you should do, I would say, ever, probably.
I'll give it a shot next time I'm at a resort.
You think it'll go well?
Hey, Susie.
Well, the first
You
time.
wear
Well,
it.
here's the thing is, ask it once, that's weird. But if they don't answer you, she doesn't answer them, do you go back to that well a second time?
Depends on if you're,
Cal and Nick go back 6 times. Hey, where's your person? Your person here? You seen your person? Show me your person. Spot your person out to me. Don't understand
It
it.
just depends on if you're full or not.
I'm not sure if Ashley's former fiance is all there because they talk at the end of this movie, and I think there's not much, big head, no thoughts situation. Yeah. Like, I don't think much is going on in that big box up there. They sit on the couch when she breaks up with him, and she said, I don't want to put my life on hold.
Yeah.
And he says, I don't even know what that means. And he says it just like that. How could you not know what that means? It's very, very self-explanatory. I don't even know what that means. Put your life on hold. Is there like reservations for life? Are you on hold with a secretary? I'm confused. Explain it further to me. I don't get it.
That's classic Marcus.
That's all I got.
Classic Marcus.
It's time for what the Hallmark is to part of the show. We wonder what could have been. Maybe because some clear questions we still have.
Guys, occasionally, they'll have fill-in dialogue that occurs as they're getting ready to hit a main plot point. So most of the time, it's
the start of a scene. They're
start of a
walking
scene.
up
Yeah,
something.
exactly. And most of the time, it's throwaway lines, and you can triangulate what's happening here. But they decide to go really hard on one of them. And Ashley Williams says, that's a machete, right? To which Ryan Pavey goes, yeah, a big long sword. And she goes, he must have been so strong for something like that.
What?
I want to know.
What?
You must have been so strong for something like that.
Must have been so strong.
What was somebody doing with a machete? What was he doing? Was he cutting back branches? Was this an attack on somebody?
That would be my
Did somebody
favorite
get
part
stabbed?
of acting is doing those scenes. Like, hey, we got to get there. What do we talk about? Man, that monkey attacked her straight up, like right on the face.
I was like, hey, before we get
on
to the main plot, I want to hear more about the machete.
Where's the
gotta
scene
be
on the
strong
cutting room
for
floor that
something like
explains the machete?
I don't think there is one, and I hate that. Yeah. I do. You brought up Marcus. My guy Marcus is one of the most boring humans of all time. I feel bad because, well, one, he's the one that initially left her, which is mind-boggling to me. Yeah. But does he ever find love? Like, I am under the impression that you found the one person that would possibly love you, Marcus, because you're the most boring person on earth. So does he ever find love again?
Man, it's going to be tough out there.
Like, he was telling her, you're a little too much with the list. Buddy.
Really?
Like,
I mean, come on, dude.
Stop it.
Just have a thought.
just the most boring person.
Yeah. And to be fair, I mean, she's diving headfirst in there and marrying Ryan Pavey a year later. So this dude was a full pair of khaki pants.
Yeah,
just all the way up.
He was full.
I mean, good gracious. Mine is just the Orget app. I mean, what is it aside from just a list app?
Right. Because I can do that in my notes.
This guy basically made his fortune on a list app that every phone has when you get a phone.
I got the feeling it was like a Asana, which is a to-do list, but it's also for like project management and stuff like that.
Okay, the guy that created Asana just retire at 35.
He might have. I don't know. There's a ton of people that use it.
Trello, maybe?
Yeah, Trello. Trello and Asana, both of those. It struck me more as like Asana is actually a digital to-do list, though. Like that's how they market it. But then it's also you can bring multiple people in on the to-do list so that they can all collaborate.
It's
on
just
it.
weird that this guy made a fortune off of an app that literally one person has and has heard of in the entire movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, she's the only person that uses this thing.
That was tough to sell. Like, that was
It's a weird, like, there's so many coincidences in the movie, and it's like, great, yeah, we get it. You both got dumped on the same day. You both ended up Hawaii, both ended up the same resort. But the app that only she uses is the one that this guy got famous for. And
it was such a throwaway plot point too, because
So
it was so
stupid.
unnecessary.
You didn't need it. He could have done anything else.
Yeah. We did it, everybody.
We did it.
Congratulations. Now, you might be wondering, guys, you didn't do a double-decker of the week yesterday. Why didn't she? Well, it's because we were going to do it today. Today's the day. Double-decker of the week. It's where Panda does the deep dive into somebody who signed for RainbowJamPlus.com, became a double-decker. Dan, who do we have today?
Megan Harancak.
Panda, which one is it?
Harancak.
Yeah, Harankat.
All right.
We'll go with it.
I think it's Harancak, but okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Megan.
Yeah. One thing about Megan, let me tell you, top of the line, salt of the earth.
Wow.
Individual.
Both and, huh?
Big compassion. She's really helping people out who have fallen on hard times.
Great.
How's she doing
Great.
Well, one of the things that she's done is she started a restaurant that is being spearheaded by a chef who's fallen on some hard times. And it's a barbecue restaurant. It's delicious, by the way, delicious.
Okay.
And the chef is Fred Durst, and the name of the company is called Limp Brisket.
You went a long way for it, but it was worth it. And it's
Now-
time out. I do have a one clarifying question.
Yes.
Did he name his restaurant Limp Brisket and then fall on hard times? Or did he fall on hard times and go, you know what? I may as well just call it Limp Brisket.
So what ended up happening was he started it, and it was called Limp Brisket, and that unfortunately is what caused him to fall on the hard times. But thankfully, Megan's come along. She's rescued the restaurant. She's making some changes. The biggest changes, now he is actually singing Limp Bizkit songs while serving Limp Brisket.
So they're still going to call it Limp Brisket.
They are.
And the
yes.
food's still terrible.
Well, it
what's
was more
Megan
of the
doing?
aesthetic before. It was
Yeah.
more of the aesthetic that was off-putting before. There was just some, hot dog flavored water they would serve. It was not great.
I see what you did there. Man, that's deep. That's a deep cut. Yeah.
Is the brisket limp?
It's not great. I will say, even with the changes, it's not the best.
Megan, do what you can.
But she's doing what she can. She's doing what she can.
So how is she involved in this?
She owns the company.
She owns it.
I thought she was coming in to help somebody out on hard times.
Well, she did by taking over the company.
She
owns
bought the company.
Yeah, she did.
So he started it.
He started it, fell on
bought it.
hard times. It was almost going to go to auction, but she said, I see an opportunity.
Is that what
here."
happens there? Companies go to auction. We were close a couple times, Brad. When we stayed off the block, stayed off the auction block somehow.
Yep. And shout out to That Sounds Fun Network. Guys, we did it. Congratulations. What an amazing week we have left. Tomorrow, best of year 4, part 2.
That's right.
Thursday, When Calls the Heart. Friday, we're back to Christmas. We're wrapping up the 25 weeks of Christmas. And then we're all Christmas all the time for the rest of it. I mean, aside from the When Calls the Heart.
Yeah, of course.
Guys, what a blast it's been.
I mean, come on.
Let's just say
You think we'll sound any better tomorrow? When Calls the Heart?
tomorrow. I think we will sound better throughout the episode.
Thursday, dip back down. Dip it low.
Froggy.
Yeah. Froggy.
Froggy.
Yeah.
And in
fair.
fact, actually, I do think that tomorrow we also won't sound as good when we're saying the names of the episodes.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's
It is. There's
Sometimes we get a little parched.
There's a lot to digest there.
Yes.
Yeah.
All that to say, we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas.